Yo, what's up, guys? So Spotify Wrapped just came out. Since I am a big fan of music, I guess you could say that, I wanted to kind of do something that I'm passionate about and make a little project out of this because I think it's a lot of fun. And Spotify Wrapped only comes around once a year, so this is pretty important. Now, I will say beforehand, I know nobody has known anything about my music taste through YouTube. It hasn't really been something that's important to me. I've kind of just been goofing around with my friends. But music is something that is very important to me, and Spotify Wrapped is a great way of me to show you, or a great way for me to show you guys that. Um, so I'm excited to put this out there and really do something with it. Um, but I will say before we start, I have already seen my Spotify Wrapped because when my friends texted me and told me it dropped, I got so excited and I didn't even think about making a video on it. But I will go back through it again and replay the slides that it gives you because I have seen that, but I haven't seen my top songs right here. And then whatever your missed hits is, I'm not sure if that's something that we can check out or what it is, but I haven't seen that either. So I'll do that on the video, and the reaction will be genuine. So I'm not going to fake any reactions or anything for this. Alright, so rather than wasting any more time, we're going to get into it. Spotify Wrapped 2022. Here we go. Mirage Drain Gang Archive. I listen to that song a lot. Welcome to my Wrapped. Let's get it. Hold on. I promise it's not all Drain Gang. 75 different genres: rap, underground, hip hop, rock, pop, and hyper pop for number 5. I definitely listen to more rap than anything else, so you know, I'll take it. The 100 gigs. 50,498 minutes, more than 92% of other listeners in the United States. I actually do, hold on, before we get on with this, I do believe that, I listen to a lot more music this year than anything else, and my music taste has expanded a ton. So I'm happy to see that my number, almost tripled from what it was last year. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I know it was probably in mid 15,000 to 20,000. I mean, that's probably a rough estimate, but it's definitely gone up significantly, and I'm very happy about that. Okay, so I put this vinyl up for a reason because I knew that my number 1 song was Delete by Bladee, and here we go. This song is so harmonious. I 78 times. Listened to it the most on March 31st. That's interesting. But yeah, no, I listened to that song a ton this year, and there probably wasn't a single time where I didn't sing every word of it. 3,020 song. Hold on, wait. I didn't read that fast enough. Ooh, I love this song. 3,020 songs, and these played again and again and again. My top songs: Delete was number 1. We just saw that though. Milk by Brockhampton. I listened to that song a lot in April, April to May, whenever I was in Cleveland for work. And there was a day where I listened to that song literally just on repeat for 2 hours straight. And I can't get bored of this song. I can't get enough of it. I don't know how. It's not my top song, but whatever. And the rest is all Bladee. I haven't listened to a ton of Bladee, honestly, this year, after June-ish or July, and I'm not surprised that he's pretty much taken over everything because I listened to a lot of him when I did, but I am surprised that it's just so much Bladee because I did listen to a lot of other things, and I'm sure that'll be apparent whenever we get into the playlist. The Arctic Monkeys. Alright, so I already added this to my library, but like I said, I haven't gone over it yet. I listened to 1,161 artists this year, but obviously Bladee is my top artist, 0.5%, 6,779 minutes with Bladee, and yes, I did already tweet about it. I'm bossed up now, you know. I listened to a ton of him, but definitely not as much as some of you guys out there. I know you guys are some fiends for the GOAT, but 6,700 minutes for just like January to probably about June. Um, that's kind of crazy. I listened to a lot of Blade at the beginning of the year, and I mean I saw him in concert, so a lot of it was me like familiarizing myself with like all the songs that I might have glossed over before. And I mean I was so impressed with his like albums that it didn't even matter. I was just listening to it like constantly. You like these artists so much we put them on a magazine. Obviously my top artist, number 1 is Blade, 2 is Young Lean, 3 is Echo, 4 is Brockhampton, and 5 is Kanye West. Is this an ick? I don't know. So Young Lean dropped his album Stardust earlier this year, and I wasn't incredibly impressed by it. I feel like the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me, but I still like never really fully clicked. Um, Obviously, Blade and Echo dropped Crest this year, and that dominated my stats. It was in my stats.fm for like all year, for my most listened songs for the last 6 months, and I listened to that album like literally constantly. I loved that album. Um, and for Brockhampton, I listened to a ton of them because I mean, sadly, the band broke up and they just dropped their 2 albums like recently, The Family and TM. And while those might not have been tracked, I was still just listening to a ton of Brockhampton for like nostalgia purposes, because I wasn't crazy into them during their like rise because I wasn't, fully into music at the time. But whenever I found Brockhampton, that was pretty much it for me. I was just hooked on their stuff immediately. They don't have a sound like anyone else, and it's just so impressive to see like so many people come together and make such great music. So number 5, Kanye. Um, Probably not the best look. You kind of hear his name too much in the news. But I listened to so much of him like earlier this year, and then as things kind of came out, maybe it's not just a good idea to support someone like that. But moving on. Alright, this year you had Layers Like an Onion. Oh, Sandstorm. This is such a good song. I had this song on repeat this year. Time to Meet Your Listening Personality. Um, this looks interesting. I think I might have glossed over this whenever I first watched, but the early adopter. You've got your finger on the pulse of new music, always seeking the next hot thing. If a song is trending, you're on it. ENVC, exploration, newness, variety, and commonality. And I do think that is true for a lot of the stuff I listen to. I'm always trying to look for like a lot of stuff that is like a lot of newer stuff that's kind of like underground, or stuff that sounds good. Always trying to just like expand my music taste, which is something I did a lot this year, and I'm pretty proud of that. I hope it's something that I can continue to do in like the next 23 wrapped, 24 wrapped. I guess we'll see how it goes, but yeah, I mean, this has been something that I'm pretty happy. I've grown my liked songs by like 1,000 this year, which probably doesn't seem like a lot, but that's like 3 songs every day if you think about it. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like my music taste has grown a lot, especially from like 2 years ago. And ending it off with a 100 gex banger, me me me. You know what? I think I'll take that. I mean, I probably wouldn't put Young Lean in my top 2, but I did listen to a lot of him, so I mean, I guess that's fair. Um, in the top songs, I mean, I would like for it to be a little bit more variety, but it is what it is. But here it is, my playlist, my top songs for 2022. I'm very nervous to open this. Um, so obviously we have the top 5 here. Everybody knew this. But then 6, 7, 8 kind of threw me through a loop because I feel like I listened to these songs more than any of the top 5. I had a feeling 6, 7, 8, The Sun, One Whole Me, or When I'm Alone. All incredible songs, by the way. I could not get enough of these songs this year. I'm kind of surprised they aren't a little higher, but you know what? They're still incredible songs, and I'm going to be happy to listen to this playlist and hear these come on. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. As you can see, Crest really took over this playlist because I'm not joking when I said I listened to that album like a million times this year. Yeah, Sorry About That by Yeet. Just a fun banger. Miss Jackson by Outkast. Another one of those just fun bangers. 50/50 by Toru Moi. That's a beautifully made song. I can't get enough of that one. 16 by Baby Keem. I'm surprised. I feel like I didn't listen to that one so much. Walking by Denzel Curry. And I'm actually kind of surprised that a lot of these songs aren't already liked because I feel like I mean, I've gone through and listened to it like so many of these songs, and normally I just shuffle my likes. So, I mean, a lot of these obviously came from like listening through the album, or listening to a playlist that I had it on, which is kind of weird because I feel like I didn't do a lot of that this year. Bliss by Young Lee, that was probably my favorite song on the project that he dropped this year. I know I mentioned that earlier, but I wasn't too impressed with everything he made. Bliss is definitely one of those songs that blew me away with FKA Twigs. I think she killed that. Um, and then Too Soon by SX, Hand Crushed by Mallet. It's obviously just more 100 gecs that I had on repeat with my friends this summer. I can't tell you like how many times we listened to Hand Crushed by Mallet, Me Me Me, Stupid Horse, Money Machine. Like all these songs were just like summer anthems for us, and it was so much fun. Sandstorm. This is a song that I talked about earlier. Incredible song. This will make a man cry. This whole album is phenomenal, honestly. Hurt for Mercury is one of my favorite songs on the album, but yeah, Tory Lanez killed that. Honest by Baby Keem. Rock and Roll by Ken Carson. This is a good song. I was not super blown away by Ken Carson's project he dropped earlier this year. Um, but, I mean, some of the stuff he's put out is just phenomenal. Poppin' by Yeet. Yeah, I listened to a lot of Yeet this year. I'm surprised he's not, like, higher in a lot of my top songs. But I mean, he kind of just like bursted out onto the scene this year, and he's done really well with a lot of stuff he's put out. More Blade with Ego Baby, Never by JID, Geck to You, probably my favorite 100 Geck song. That was really high in my list and feel like the last 6 months on Stats.fm. Um, Be Nice to Me by Blade, Mr. Brightside by The Killers. Okay. Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus by The Strokes. This is a really good album. Um, there's a lot of songs on this album that really just they do something to me. I love everything about that album. Maybe 100 Gex. I touched on that earlier. Trendy by Blade. When Sparks Fly by Vince Staples. This is honestly one of my favorite albums that came out this year. Ramona Park Broke My Heart. This is an album that I had on repeat since whenever it came out. And I've been really impressed with it. Pretty Boy by Joji. I'm surprised this is like the first Joji song I've seen on my top songs. I feel like I've just listened to more Joji than that. And then some Brockhampton, Count on Me. This is a phenomenal song. More Blade, The Fool, BBY. Stacy's Mom by Bowling for Soup. Smirnoff Ice by Young Lean. Fragile by Echo 2K. Who Goes There by Blade. Some Drain Gang Archive. So Fresh, So Clean. This song makes me feel like I'm like it's like a hype up song, It just makes me feel so fresh and so clean. She Stole My Heart by Ark Woods. That song goes crazy. Noblest Strive by Blade. Okay, there's some more Joji glimpse of us. I know I get the shtick or whatever, but whatever. Kyoto by Young Lean. Hotel in Minsk by Jonathan Lindor. I don't want to talk about that one. If you know, you know. I think by Blade, obviously more of The Fool. It's I had Crest and The Fool on repeat. There's some AG Club. Okay, so this is an artist that I got put onto earlier this year, and I have listened to a ton of them. I think all of their songs on Spotify liked. 33 songs liked, and I'm surprised they're not higher. Okay, so yeah, then we have some more Blade, more Brockhampton. I don't really think I need to go through all of these songs, but just so you get an idea, I mean, this Simon and Garfunkel song, another one of those ones that just gets me through some stuff. Then we have Yellow by Rich Brian. This is an anthem with me and my friends. Just, listen to that song all the time. Some Kanye. So is that the first Kanye song I've seen so far? I feel like that can't be right, but We Don't Care is probably my favorite Kanye song. Just in general, that song's phenomenal. More Yeet, more Blade, Frank Ocean in My Room. Actually, a song that I've used in a video before on this channel whenever I was filming the Legos. Yeah, some more Young Lean, Blade, Beautiful Girls by Sean Kingston. Incredible banger. Have that one on repeat. And then I think that's the last song off Crest with Heaven Sing. So that should be every Crest song. in my top songs. That's kind of crazy. Okay, there's another AG Club Midnight and Die For You by The Weeknd. This is a song that I love. I think it's kind of starting to like become bigger and bigger, but even whenever Starboy came out, like this was one of my favorite songs. But I heard it on the radio recently, which is why I think that it's kind of starting to get bigger. Cowboys Don't Cry by Oliver Tree. That's kind of embarrassing. I don't want that in my top songs. Um, DG Jeans by Bladee. This is probably one of the most underrated songs on Ice Dancer. Um, oh, okay. I Got Money Now by Deontay Hitchcock. Very underrated artist. You should listen to him if you don't. Electric Feel by MGMT. I'm surprised that's the first MGMT song that came up in my Wrapped. Because I listened to a ton of them as well. Um, Feel No Ways by Drake. Definitely my favorite Drake song. So I'm surprised that it's this low, honestly, but I mean, whatever. Knee Deep by the Zac Brown Band. I'm not gonna act like this isn't a hit. Listen to it for yourself, you'll get it. Okay, so American Teenager by Ethel Cain. Yeah, this album is so good. Preacher's Daughter. If you haven't listened to that, you definitely should. And then Drama by Bladee and Charlie XCX. That is. I'm trying to put this in a different way. Yeah, I listened to a lot of Bladee. Um, this song was no exception. This song is incredible. Charlie killed this one. Um, but I do believe that that should be it. Um, I'm actually kind of happy with this playlist. A lot of these songs go crazy. My camera just cut out because I hit the maximum record time. I'll take that, definitely will. Kind of wish it wasn't all like every Crest song. I feel like that kind of just like was a little overwhelming. Um, and then probably just put some more stuff that I've like discovered towards the end of the year that wasn't tracked for as long as everything else. Kind of wish that was more up there, but I guess we'll see for Spotify Rap 23.